Hi there, Michelle Croft, and it's very nice to meet you this afternoon. To tell you about some of my strengths. Some of my strengths include being organized, being punctual, being able to work on more than one project at a time. I do have the type of personality that highly regards and respects policies and procedures, and I expect my coworkers to also adhere to the same policies and procedures that I do. Speaking of coworkers, I enjoy working in a team environment and being a team player, but I'm also completely comfortable working alone as an individual. I require little to no supervision. To tell you about a time that I made a mistake, and this one's rather embarrassing. I once faxed an order acknowledgement to a dropship location as opposed to faxing that order acknowledgement to the customer. What resulted was the end user seeing our customers' prices and being able to calculate the markup that they were paying. To resolve the situation, we had to give our customer a discount off from their invoice from us, as they had to discount their invoice to their customer. Very valuable learning lesson here, and I have never made that mistake again. Oh, a time when I had a positive change on our company. Shortly after I started working at the company I currently work for, I was being trained on how we packaged our gear and shipped it out. I asked a simple question: if we're sending multiple pieces to the same location, why are we putting each piece on its own individual pallet, skid? As a result, we found out that we could package 2 and 3 particular pieces of the gear that we make on one skid. We save the customer half, sometimes more, a year on their freight charges. The company also saved money on packaging expenses, for example, pallets, shrink wrap, corner board, cardboard, and also on the labor and the time that the employees needed to process and package all of these. So everyone was very, very pleased with that, and that was a fun project for me to work on. Not only did I learn more about the product that we made at the company I work for, but it's also nice to save your company some money. A time that I helped another coworker reach their goals. This one's pretty recent for me. We have hired a new individual within the last few weeks who's going through some training still, and she had a deadline to meet on processing a new order. She was having some difficulty with the computer system. Our company does have a lot of homegrown computer systems that are specific only to our facility. She couldn't figure out how to make something happen, and she came to me for help. And I very gladly went down and helped her and explained to her where she needed to find the apps and the shortcuts and how they worked and all of the background to that, walked her through processing the order. She was very grateful, and I was very happy to help her. The better she does and the quicker she can process her orders and get them back to me, the quicker I can do my part of the puzzle and to get information back to our customer, and it was just a win-win all the way around. Time I missed a deadline. I haven't really missed any major deadlines. The projects that I work on don't have that type of deadline. Mainly what I currently do involves pulling in new orders and distributing them to the appropriate engineers. There's no specific deadline on that. We have a couple day window from when I bring it into our systems until we have to have it converted into an order and back into the system processed through the engineering department. I can say that occasionally customers get a little antsy. They keep checking in. I don't see my date yet. When are you going to have my date set? there's no specific deadline, but there is an anticipation and expectation from our customers for me to have that in less than a 24-hour window. Sometimes on larger orders, it takes more than 24 hours. I have to break the orders apart into different product types, check with scheduling to see where we can fit them in. So what I have to do in that situation is just talk to the customer and explain to them the process that I'm going through. I have a template set up that I can just email over to them that shows them all of the steps that I have to go through. And that usually helps once they understand my part of the puzzle and what processes I have to go through and steps I have to take. It helps them a lot to understand. And of course, from their perspective, it helps them to let me know why they're pushing so hard. So keeping open lines of communication is definitely a key for me. My greatest professional achievement. I started at a company in 2001, January 1st, 2001. Started in a very entry-level position. I was answering the phones and opening mail. And as I was able to prove my skills and abilities, I was given more and more responsibilities. Throughout my first 3 years at the company, I was promoted to the customer service position. Once I proved my abilities there, I held that job for about 3 years. I was promoted into the department manager, where I was the head of human resources and purchasing and customer service. So my greatest professional achievement is to go from entry-level receptionist to department manager within a 6-year time span with the same company. My dream job. My dream job would involve me allowing me to use my analytical skills, very fast pace, different activities all day long. I like to be busy. I also like to be able to use the skills that I have. Working entry level is great. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't knock it. Everybody has to start somewhere. But I know that I have more in me. I have more to offer. So for me, my dream job would be in a very fast-paced environment, one where I'm allowed to make decisions, I'm given the tools to make decisions, I have a lot of different activities that I complete throughout the day, much like the job that I have right now, only I'd like to also have some authority to go along with the position that I hold. I'd like to be able to implement changes and do what I know is right for the company without having to go up the ladder and have 2 to 3 levels of people sign off on my ideas. Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure to meet you today.